You ever been playing a game that has easy trophies to unlock that sound pretty simple to earn quite quickly, but when you actually get to the point in the game where you have to unlock it, those simple trophies turn into an absolute nightmare to get? Well, that happened to me recently on Maquette as I was attempting to unlock the Run, Move, Run trophy. So this trophy requires you to enter the Arch Tower on your very first try, and this is done on the final level of the game. So currently it seems that this trophy is a bit glitchy because it doesn't always unlock even if you get through on your first try. So you'll definitely want to make a manual save as soon as you start this final level in the game, and always revert back to that every time you fail. And fail you will, because this is actually quite an awkward trophy to get, even though it sounds really simple. So not far into the level, you'll come across this room with this blue crystal, and as soon as you interact with it and let the cutscene play out, you'll notice that this switch rises out from the ground, and you have to basically flip this lever down, and then that'll start this sort of countdown effect, and you'll hear a clock ticking, and you basically have to run as fast as you can out of the area, all the way down to that building at the back there where the door is. So you can't actually run directly to it because you won't have enough time and the door will always shut on you. So you need to make a diversion to the Maquette building and then pick up the model of the Maquette inside and move that to the back of the room, so you change the outer area and bring the building closer to you. And when you attempt to pick up that thing, that is where you'll first realise that this is going to be a pain in the arse, because trying to pick up things reliably in this game just seems really hit and miss. It's just really awkward to pick up things, and they can easily glitch out on you.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So this will mean that when you're doing a good run and you get to this point, you'll end up failing because you can't pick up the item in time, or it just stumbles when you pick it up and you fumble with it a little bit, and that just costs you a few seconds, so you can never actually get to the door before it shuts. The amount of times I picked up this thing and the game just freaked out, the model went under the ground, or something just happened, was unbelievable. So that also combines with the next problem I have with it, as the time limit itself to get across to that door before it closes is actually really tight. You've got to really go fast here. You absolutely cannot afford to be fumbling around and making any sort of mistakes, because even the smallest mistake, it will still take away a few seconds of your time, and that'll probably mean you end up falling short and getting to the door just as it closes on your face, because this is really balls to the wall time limit that you have here, and because you're rushing, it'll just lead to more mistakes, especially when you try and pick up the model of the building and move that around, because when you hold that item in the air, you're moving slower, so it's really awkward to try and move that quickly and reliably to get to the door, so that'll just cause you to fail. So prepare to fail again and again and again and again, and just get used to seeing that door close on you when you're right by it, or just hear it close when you're nowhere near it because you fumbled with that model trying to bring the area outside closer to you without any luck. And to be honest, this is just such a simple thing to do. It's a time attack sort of thing where you flip a switch and you've got to get to the end before the time runs out. It's so basic, but the clunkiness of the controls and the way you pick up things in this game just makes it even worse than it ever needed to be, and the stupid time limit is really tight. But for me, the most bullshit bit of it was this run where, well, let's just watch it, shall we? Look at that. I made that. I got there. The door is still open, but you see that there? Right here. There is absolute bullshit.
What? What the
You see, even though I'm there, I can't actually go through the door because there's an invisible wall blocking me, which is just bullshit, because visually I've still got a chance to get through before the door closes, but because the timer has ran out, the animation is really slow to play, so they stick up this bullshit invisible wall, which is just trash. And the worst part was, I failed it like this about 3 times, which is just awful. If you can't time everything right, don't fucking put this in the first place. An invisible wall is just cheap and bullshit. And that's what happened. 15 minutes of this and about 15 attempts to get it, and I really lost my patience with it, and it was really starting to aggravate me because it's such a simple thing to do, but because of just the really, really unfairly tight time limit and just how awkward it is to pick up that model, move it to the back of the room and drop it down and then get out of there and get up the stairs to the door before it shuts or before that invisible wall comes up and blocks you even though the door's open. It's just really awful and annoying. It's so frustrating. Trying to pick up that thing without it glitching as well is also a problem, and I definitely recommend using the triggers to push it back quicker. But eventually, I got this easy trophy, but what a ball ache it was. Far more awkward than it ever needed to be, and that is what I struggled with most in this game. A simple trophy like that, and that's why it gets a bullshit trophy rating of...
Bullshit.